Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing Season 1 of Linley. So, before I head into my thoughts and feelings on this very first season of Linley, I don't plan on having any type of spoilers in this particular video, but that being said, if there is anything more specific that you would like to discuss, feel free to talk with me down below. So yeah, let's get going. My thoughts and feelings on Season 1 of Linley. These are the basics that you need to know about this series in case you're thinking, what the hell is this show? This is a 4-episode series, yes, 4 episodes, that aired on BritBox, and the episodes are like an hour and a half apiece, you guys. So it's like you're pretty much watching a little mini movie every week. You know what, let me kind of start there really quickly, because I notice British television does this a lot with their, I guess, what show you call them, like their murder mystery thriller kind of shows, I guess is the best way to describe it. British TV does this a lot, that their murder mystery shows tend to run like a good hour and a half long, because yeah, Linley does it. Dalgleish is on Acorn, and Acorn at least splits the episodes in half, that they're like 2 episodes a piece, but technically when you think about it, they are like running about an hour and a half. But yeah, Acorn TV fortunately kind of splits Dalgleish in half with its episodes. And then I also watch Vandervalk, which that also has like hour and a half episodes. So yeah, the British TV tends to do that a lot with these type of shows, that they're an hour and a half, and I don't know how I kind of feel about that, because sometimes, depending on like the crime of the week, if you will, depending on the crime of the week, sometimes the hour and a half structure works for me and the episode flies by, but then other times I feel like an hour and a half is just a little too much, and it's stretching the story out a little too much, that it starts to get a little kind of slow and boring. So yeah, I was kind of in that little middling place with this adaptation of Linley, because again, the episodes are an hour and a half long, and the first 2 episodes were fairly slow for me, but then the second 2 episodes, I do think the second 2 episodes picked up the pace and the speed a little bit better, and the hour and a half runtime was warranted. So I wanted to kind of knock that out really quickly. My thoughts and feelings on the hour and a half runtime, if that's something that may or may not concern you, because yeah, for me it can be a little hit or miss with these British shows, that run time. So Linley, I definitely had kind of a middling feeling in regards to it, because some episodes worked with that time and some didn't. But yeah, I have neglected the plot thus far. This is the plot for Linley, and I got this off of IMDb. D.I. Thomas Linley and D.S. Barbara Havers form an unlikely police detective duo. Their contrasting backgrounds create tension, but they unite to solve crimes. Pretty standard, pretty basic with this type of show. And I do gotta bring this up really quickly as well, because maybe in the back of your head you're thinking, wait, wasn't there already an adaptation of Linley not too long ago? And you would be correct in assuming that, because yeah, back in 2001 to 2007, there was an extremely popular adaptation of the Linley books, and yeah, and they starred Nathaniel Parker as Thomas Linley. So I was thinking to myself, why are we getting another adaptation of Linley? Now, yeah, me personally, I never watched the other series. I don't think I never had the access to watch it, but I think I probably would have really liked it. And yeah, just kind of hearing things, you know, through the internet, I really know, I know that that version of Linley was very, very incredibly popular, and a lot of people really liked Nathaniel Parker's portrayal of Linley in that. So yeah, I've seen a lot of comparison from the people who watched the original Linley show. I've seen a lot of comparisons from that show to this show, and it almost kind of seems like a lot of people who really liked the other show, it seems like a lot of people did not really like this particular adaptation that much. So yeah, I don't have anything to base it off of or compare it off of. I found this adaptation of Linley to be fine. That's really kind of all I can say about it, to be quite honest. It was fine. I liked it for what it was. Like I said, there was just something, because again, I just feel the need to kind of go back to the hour and a half runtime for these episodes. I feel like the very first two episodes, the runtime just, it was a little just too long for me, and a little too slow with the pacing. But yeah, like episode 3, for instance, I freaking loved episode 3. Yeah, guys, I don't know what it was about episode 3. I think just the subject matter for that one in particular, and I think also just the additional supporting cast that was in that episode. There was just something about episode 3 that really struck me and really stood out to me. And like, yeah, out of all 4 episodes, it's still in my brain, and I still remember it, and I remember a lot that went on in it. And then I also really quite liked episode 4 as well, because I think that was a really nice, strong conclusion to this first season. And since this is, you know, a murder mystery series, I think there's a lot about the episodes that kind of come across as fairly predictable. I think there was maybe a couple occasions that something really kind of like, oh wow, that was shocking, you know, but it only happened like a couple times for me. Other than that, I do think this show, there was a lot about the crime of the week or whatever. The crime of the week just being really predictable and nothing really unique or original. So yeah, a lot of people have been questioning, why was there another Linley adaptation? I just don't know if this adaptation really had anything new or different to say, you know? I mean, yeah, we get so many adaptations of Pride and Prejudice, you know? There's so many adaptations of Pride and Prejudice. There's so many versions of Sherlock Holmes. But I feel like every time we get some sort of new adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, or when we get some new adaptation of Sherlock Holmes, I feel like those particular adaptations, the creators of those shows or movies, they always find something new and original, something different to make their particular adaptation stand out amongst the never-ending crowd. So yeah, I feel like Linley, this type of show being like a murder mystery, I just don't really know what new thing, original thing it really had to say. And again, I can't sit and compare it to the original Linley series because I didn't watch the other one, so I don't know if I would have liked the other one more than this one, or if I would just kind of feel so-so with the other one as well. I really don't know. And I just think this adaptation, this series, was just kind of telling the same types of stories that have already been explored in numerous other mystery crime thriller type shows like this. Like I said, nothing original or unique. A lot of the plots in this particular series, a lot of them were exploring like class divides, women's issues, social commentary on various different things. Yeah, nothing in particular really stood out to me. It was all just kind of the same. So I'm definitely in a really lackluster kind of mood with this particular adaptation of Linley. I did like it, you know, I liked it for what it was. It was fine. If it does get renewed for another season, I'll definitely sit and watch it, you know, just to see the other type of stories that they'll explore. You know, maybe it will improve with time. Who knows? But I did like the show. I do think it was a beautifully filmed show. It was really gorgeous to look at. Just the settings, the locations, really lovely to look at for sure. And yeah, I didn't have a problem with the casting whatsoever. I really liked the cast. Which brings me to some highlights here. Starting off with the character of D.I. Thomas Linley, we have Leo Suter playing Linley. you guys. That was definitely my big personal draw and appeal to even watch this show, is what was Leo Suitor, because I freaking love that man. He is so gorgeous. Let's be real, he is a gorgeous specimen of a man. Because other than that, seriously, if there was just some random dude cast in this role, some unknown guy, I don't honestly think I would have even taken the time to even watch this adaptation. So yeah, the casting of Leo Suitor was a big bonus plus for me personally. Yeah, Linley, I really like the character of Linley. I think he's going to kind of be hit or miss with the viewers, just kind of depending on what you want, I suppose, but I really liked his character. Some background information about him that kind of gets spouted out pretty quickly. We learned that he was like, he graduated from Oxford, and a big part of his character is the fact that he is the son of an aristocrat. And that's kind of a big running thing throughout all 4 episodes, is when he's kind of running into miscellaneous people and even his own co-workers. You know, you're the son of an aristocrat, why are you working? It's so bizarre that the son of an aristocrat is working. You know, why are you working? You know, you could just be living all high and mighty in your nice, you know, mansion or castle or wherever the hell he lives, you know. And yeah, for Linley, he doesn't want to live that type of lifestyle whatsoever. You know, it doesn't appeal to him. He wants to work. He wants to prove himself. He wants to be hardworking. He wants to serve others, which I think is really admirable of him, because he could easily just be a playboy, you know, with all of his cars and all of his women and all of his wealth that's just, you know, he inherits. You know, he could just be running around doing nothing, you know, taking drugs and alcohol. But he doesn't do that. You know, he wants to be a good upstanding citizen and help the helpless, essentially. And a big characteristic with Linley, and a lot of people kind of bring this up like every episode practically, and it's a big thing that goes down in even episode 4, the final episode. A lot of people commentate on the fact that he's married to the job, which can be a good thing, but also a negative thing with some of the relationships that he's trying to establish, you know, especially like a romantic partner and whatnot. That becomes a really big issue with him being married to the job, if you will. And he has a hard time kind of separating that balance, you know, like his personal life versus his work life. He does struggle with that divide and that split. And yet Linley is just, you know, his characteristics as a whole, yeah, he's really intelligent. He has a really calm approach to things. Yeah, he hates injustice. I just really liked him in general. Yeah, you know, he's a good guy at his core. You know, even if he does have his flaws and insecurities, you know, that kind of pop up every so often, it's like he's still a good guy at heart, and he always wants to do the right thing, and he never treats anybody like differently for whatever reason. And then yeah, his partner in crime, we shall say, DS Barbara Havers, played by Sophia Barclay. I really liked her casting. I saw a lot of reviews about this show, and people just really hated her, and I didn't really quite understand why people hated her so much. I liked her just fine, and I thought her and Linley, her and Leo Suitor, I really thought they balanced each other out quite nicely with their differing personalities and their contrasting backgrounds and whatnot. And yeah, the best way to kind of get into Barbara Havers, her identity and personality, yeah, she has that more working class background, obviously, compared to Linley's aristocratic background. So yeah, she has definitely had to work for the things that she has wanted to have. Nothing has ever been handed to her. And I think one of the biggest differences between her and Linley, I think what makes them a good partnership, is she definitely has this whole thing within her. You know, she likes going with her instincts. She likes going with her gut feeling about certain things. And that could get her in and out of trouble sometimes, because sometimes she'll react instinctively to something, and it may be a little too much. She's kind of overreacting a little too much, you know. She's kind of assuming the worst about something, or stretching something a little too far. But then other times when she trusts her instincts, yeah, she really trusts it, and it ends up being really valuable and pivotal to like a certain outcome to something that's happening, you know. Because yeah, a lot of times she just feels a certain way towards a certain suspect or a victim, you know, like I'm feeling some sort of vibe off of this person, like they're a bad person, you know, and we should have trusted my instinct from the very beginning. And I definitely think another big difference between her and Linley, because like I said, I think Linley definitely has a much more kind of calm and casual approach to things, almost methodical to some degree. I think Havers definitely has that more kind of reckless, spontaneous attitude toward things. Like it's like action, 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 now, we have to do things. And you know, I think Linley a lot of times wants to follow the book a little bit more closely. So I think Havers and Linley, this duo, I think they balanced each other out quite nicely. I think Leo Suter and Sophia Barclay, I think they had really nice chemistry with one another, you know, not verging into chemistry like sexual chemistry, you know, because these two are definitely meant to be much more platonic in nature with their relationship, which I like. I'm curious if it will go beyond that at some point. I know this is based off of a series of books, so you can let me know if Havers and Linley, if they ever become an item like later down the line, or is it always just going to be platonic? So you guys, that is it for my thoughts and feelings on season 1 of Linley. Like I said, I like the show. It was okay for what it was. It was fine. I'm definitely here for a second season if BritBox decides to renew this. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys like this show. Did you hate it? Just let me know. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.